It has been 3 years since the Indian government banned the employment of children. Even so, it's still disturbingly widespread, and UNICEF says millions of them are working in extremely dangerous conditions. RT's Karan Singh reports.
Cheap labor is one commodity India has in abundance, but it is children who are increasingly being exploited in menial, low-paying jobs. India has the largest number of child workers in the world, with up to 100 million children foregoing education to earn money.
The child labor problem in India is of a scale that is often not even acknowledged because it is so invisible. Because we can look at factories where children work, but we don't look at agricultural labor. We don't look at domestic labor to the extent that Indians should be looking at it. There's a sense almost of justifying it by saying that these children would otherwise be starving, and therefore it is fine to employ them, except that the conditions of those employment is dangerous.
India has laws in place to protect children and bans the employment of anyone under the age of 14 in several industries. But the law remains ineffective. Often it is sheer poverty that drives children to work.
I want to study, but we have no money. That's why I work and help run our household.
Poor families see their children as breadwinners. Instead of sending Arjun to school, his mother Parvati sets him to work. He may earn a mere $2 a week, but for the family, it's a question of survival.
We can't get 2 meals a day. We earn barely enough in one day to feed ourselves. So how can we educate our children? At least they help me. With more hands to work, we can earn enough for dinner. If the children didn't work, they'd just waste their time, and I'd have no one to help me.
It's health issues, which is a primary concern. The fact that a lot of these are in hazardous industries, and therefore children's health becomes very, very impaired. The other is a child does grow up, and he's then out of a job because another child comes and takes that job. So you're not creating a workforce. You're essentially limiting that workforce and the capacity to work to a very limited few years.
A non-governmental organization, Bachpan Bachao Andolan, has rescued over 77,000 child workers from sweatshops in the past 3 decades. They are rehabilitated at special schools. But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Every month, 100 more children come here, and we would like them to go back to their homes at the same rate. They do, but there are around 50 children here who have no home address and no knowledge of their families' whereabouts. We try to trace their families. We also educate them further, so that by the age of 18, they can stand on their own feet.
Once freed from the shackles of work, child workers have a chance of reliving their childhood, but it is often short-lived, as charity workers admit that most of the children rescued are often forced back into a life of bondage. Karan Singh, RT.